Hello and welcome to MGP304. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
I've abandoned the episode 300 part number thing because Pab just told me he doesn't care anymore. So if it's no longer an inconvenience to Pab, we'll go back to numbering conventionally. So those of you who were expecting episode 300 part 5 today, this is that. We've just changed the numbering so that we don't want to pull a Star Trek on everybody and confuse them with the numbering and bring out episode 4 before episode 1. That's just going to confuse everybody. So, 304. We're back to boring numbers now, Pab. Are you happy with your boring numbers?
I couldn't care less.
Well, we'll start again from 0 then. This is the prequel. MGP, the prequel.
Oh, no.
You have to do an 80 impression.
Prequels are never good.
Well,
What about Wicked?
What about it?
drink.
It's a prequel to Wizard of Oz, and that's the best part of the story.
If you say so.
I do say so.
This is that musical that you talk about every couple of years because it's the only musical you've ever heard of.
I've
And
seen
no
a
one
few
else has ever
musicals.
heard of it.
I've seen
Yeah,
a few
but-
musicals, but it just happened to have been on my radar like about an hour ago. Someone was talking about it on the internet, and I was like, didn't realise that was still on.
How are we all anyway? Have we all had a marvellous, wonderful week?
It's not been great, but
Yeah, I've had a good week, and I'm excited because I go on holiday on Sunday morning.
Where are we going?
You could try and come if you want. We're going to Florida.
Are we? Excellent. Who's driving?
I'll meet you at the airport.
Which one?
I don't actually know.
You're the worst holiday planner in the world.
I booked a taxi for somewhere. We'll get there. Confusingly, I think I booked Heathrow taxis to Gatwick.
Kind of too much money monster books a taxi. What are you?
Kind of too much money monster who doesn't want to spend 300 quid parking his car at an airport for 2 weeks, mate.
Goodness me. You're flying from the wrong airport.
Well, we can't. We're going from one airport and arriving at another airport in 2 weeks' time.
That smacks of poor planning on your part.
No, it was
All
massive.
because of the particular part of Norway you wanted to fly to.
It was like 500 quid cheaper or something stupid. So we did
200
that.
quid cheaper by the sounds of it because of your £300 parking that you now wriggled out by getting a taxi.
Well, no, we probably must have saved about 800 quid to pay an 80 quid taxi or something. My parents picking me up on the way back. I don't know why I didn't get them to drive me there, to be honest. But
If you're paying 80 quid for the taxi, I'll drive you for 70 quid.
it's too late now.
What, you've already gone, have you?
I've already paid the taxi.
You're already there. Who pays for a taxi days in advance? You psychopath.
I paid for it in June.
They could go out of business before you go. Then what you
I
gonna
know,
do? You're gonna
mate.
leave it. My price goes up to 120 if you ring me on Sunday.
No, I've already got a contingency plan. If they don't turn up, my dad's taking me, and I'm getting PayPal to give me my money back because the taxi took PayPal. I spoke to them earlier. They said it was all still on, so I don't care. We'll get there.
And they're driving you all the way to America.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
It's going to be awesome.
Pab, are
Looking
you
forward
going
to-
on this trip?
No.
I don't remember getting an invite. We usually go places together, though, the four of us. So
We do.
It surprises me a little bit that Sheepdog's going on a podcast outing without us.
I'm pretty sure I extended the invitation. You just said that, I don't know, you'd rather go to Paris.
Oh.
Well, perhaps the three of us will go to Paris then.
Yeah.
Then you'll miss out, won't you? Then
I am a little bit
when you
disappointed
start seeing the
because
Paris photos come through.
we were talking to Lampup's best friend's parents, and they're going to Disney Paris, and they're going to get to meet Iron Man and Spider-Man, whereas I don't think they're at the one we're going to in America.
Well, they can't be in two places at once, can they?
Well, I don't think we're going the same week. I think they're going later in the holidays. I asked Lampup, would she prefer us to arrive at Disney and meet Spider-Man face to face at the gate, or for her friend to be there, oddly, and she would rather see her friend there than Spider-Man. I feel like that's really bad life planning on her part.
Well, it sounds like you don't need to take her to Disneyland. You could just take it to her friend's
Yeah,
house.
I mean,
talking about saving 800 quid. It sounds like you've wasted thousands.
that's a really good point. Never thought about that. I might leave her behind. You can have her ticket.
Yeah, awesome. She got the food included and stuff. I need food. I don't pay for my own meals.
What do you mean, a whole holiday?
Yeah, I want you to feed me.
Well, you can have the meal she would have had.
I'm clearly going to need a bigger portion than she would eat. That's my concern. I'll have the meals you were going to have, and then you can have my leftovers and what she was going to have.
You do eat a bit. I'd probably still get a decent amount.
Yeah, we both get normal.
Your eyes are bigger than your belly.
It that way.
Your eyes are bigger than your belly, so I'd be all right.
Splendid. So I think this is still a video game podcast.
I have a video game related beef with you.
Beef.
Yeah, you're starting to encroach on my territory.
Am I? How's that?
Yeah, well, two ways. I mean, we did a podcast since the first one where you arrived at my Pokemon raid.
I think you arrived at our dog walk.
But then was it yesterday? You've applied to join and successfully been allowed into the Deepings Pokemon Go area.
Yeah, me and Anna have been giggling at you all day when I've been showing her your posts in there. We've just been having a right chuckle about it. Well, I've been chuckling and Anna's been saying,
I haven't. I'm just like,
yeah.
fair enough.
Look what he's saying now. He wants to go to the park again.
Once. And nobody responded. I was heartbroken. Seen it. And was just like, damn it, he's just seen me ask if anyone fancies going to the park, and absolutely nobody responded. Facebook is brutal. It said to me that like 25 people had read that, and I thought, I know at least 15 of them, and not one of them can be bothered. It was raining though. And they've changed the raids to a new steel Pokemon, and he is just terrible. No one wants him. He's rubbish. It's the worst raid boss they've released, and we've got him for a month. Woohoo! But yeah, I do feel conscious that I now can't broadcast anything in there without you seeing it. It's funny.
Do you often broadcast me in there?
No, I've never broadcast you in there. But my friend literally said to me, probably, I don't know how quickly after you replied. Actually, you replied, but he was like, "Your mate just asked to join the group," and I was like, "All right, okay." So why are you telling me? Like, I think they were probably checking whether I would be like, "Don't know him." But I just said, "All right, okay." I've been lurking around in there.
I'm basically a Pokemon professional these days. I know all the terms and stuff.
He watches videos about it.
Yeah,
He does not.
He watches YouTube videos of it.
Yeah, I've been learning.
God,
I've had to get caught up.
What a nerd.
There's a lot to learn, Pab.
Nerd.
I still don't really understand any of it, but I'm watching the videos, and there's a man who edits them nicely, so I've been watching him. Don't really understand anything that he's saying, but he does nice B-roll.
You just like the editing, don't you? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, there are some people who do these videos, and I just find it. I mean, one guy baffled me. I think I said before, he just loaded it up on his computer. He had his Pokemon Go screen on his phone on one side and him on the other. Just stuck a lure on a Pokestop and caught whatever turned up while chatting to all of his followers. And I thought, this is like a Coffee with Kev video, but he's playing Pokemon Go in it. Do you know what I mean? It was just bizarre.
Really? That's not that different from me sitting on Twitch 3 nights a week playing Football Manager and chatting to people.
It's not really, is it? But it feels like he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot less gaming, and he made a lot more money.
I just press quick pick and spacebar. So, he's having to move his thumbs. He's doing more gaming than I am. He's earning his money, playing a more popular game.
Because I didn't realise, I said to somebody else, I was shocked about it, but they pointed out he is the top dog in the Pokemon Go, whatever scene. But he made like thousands in the video I watched, and it wasn't that long. It's like 20 minutes. I just thought this is ridiculous. This is absurd. I'm gutted that I didn't listen to all the people who said to me I should have done a video. I should have done a channel on it.
I was the main voice there, Sheepdog.
I wouldn't have. I don't have this American fella's looks or charisma, though. To be fair,
well, yeah, some of them are absolute monsters. So you don't. You could look like you. Don't worry.
I also have
You've got a gym like a 2-minute walk from your house.
Yeah, but I can't you're missing my point. I can't sit on my laptop recording a live stream while
Use camera like a normal person.
it wouldn't set up the way that he had it. He had it set up perfectly that he could just have it all.
Buy a caravan.
Yeah.
Or a tent.
You could be Pokemon Goes on holiday, and you just buy a camper van, drive around the country, parking your camper van next to famous landmarks, live streaming you catching pokies, and then driving somewhere else.
There's this really annoying woman who does it, and she says the word shiny in the most annoying way. I can't even remember exactly how she does it because I've blocked it from my memory. But it might just be that she's from Canada or something, and that's her accent. But she clicked on a shiny, and then accidentally ran away from the battle, and then it disappeared, and she was having an absolute meltdown on a video, and that had like 1 million views because
now, Pab, this is one of the reasons I've had to watch videos, because I hear people mentioning these shinies, and I don't see anything shining on my game, and I'm confused. So I still don't really know what they are. It's one of the many things I've been putting into YouTube to try and work out what these nerds are talking about.
You must have something shiny, surely?
I don't know. Is it supposed to shine? I'm looking for foil stickers, and I don't see anything.
Well, that's the equivalent, yeah. They're like foil sticker versions. In the search thing, where you can type in the name of what you're searching for, just type in shiny, and it brings up all your shiny ones.
Hold on. Let me log into this game that I'm not currently logged
God.
into because I'm not a nerd. You carry on talking amongst yourself. I've
got like
self-logged in.
I've got like 38 of them.
Ooh,
You're
what's
actually
this?
doing it as well.
Yeah, of course I'm doing it. I'll turn the sound off for your benefit. Anna always makes me turn the sound off, but when I'm out here, I like to have it on. Because I like to hear what I'm doing.
I now keep the sound off because on one rather exciting community day, where we were driving around town playing it, Ollie made me put it through the speakers, and if you can imagine 3 hours of that music just playing.
I do put it through the speakers. Anna tells me I'm not allowed to do that either.
No.
Yeah, well, he made me do it, and now I'm broken for it, really. I put it on the other day for a laugh because I hadn't heard it in so long, and after a little while I felt shaken, so...
I have no shinies.
We need to pull your finger out. The next shiny community day is sometime in August, I think the 12th.
Sounds complicated. I'm in London that weekend. There won't have Pokemon down there.
Well, it's a 2-day one, so you...
I'm in London that weekend, Sheepdog.
Yeah, I know.
Weekend, man.
I know.
They don't have Pokemon down south. This is a northern enterprise, from what I can tell.
Just seeing what day it is. But the point is, because Eevee has like 8 evolutions, they need to release lots of them so that everybody gets a chance to catch tons of them. It is, what day? The 11th and 12th, yep.
Yeah, Summer in the City weekend.
There you go. Everyone will be playing it. Summer in the City will be rife with Pokemon.
I think everyone who goes there is too cool for Pokemon.
No, it'll probably be full of
Yeah,
Pokemon
what?
YouTubers, surely.
There is a Pokemon YouTube panel, I did notice. So I might have to go and watch that one.
There you
And
go.
know that I know what they're talking about. I'm something of an expert now. I've watched closing in on half a dozen Pokemon videos at this
Are
point.
you just going to queue up to ask them a question, but instead of asking them a question, just I just wanted to let you know, I know what you're talking about. I'm on to you.
I'm going to queue up and say, look, seriously, you've got to tell me what meta is, because I keep hearing nerds talking about it, and it's breaking my mind.
Meta's frustrating.
Don't tell me! I want him to tell me.
I don't know what it is either. I just know you want strong Pokemon, and only certain Pokemon get strong enough to be relevant. Which is gutting, because it's always the ones that I don't particularly care for and haven't buried tons of time and effort and resources into. Some of my best ones aren't meta. Just a bit
Really
poop.
sloppy, Sheepdog. I expected more from you, really.
Well, some of my ones that are meta, I just don't much care for them, and I don't know when I'm supposed to use them.
Well, you've made a fool of yourself there, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, Anna, you've been playing Pokemon Go as well. You're laughing at me for being a nerd, but you're the reason I started playing it again, because you dragged me to the park to see Sheepdog.
No, I did. You were playing it before then anyway.
Okay, the day before then. But that's beside the point. I was playing because you piqued my interest, because it had
No, I just said there was a gym at the
Yeah,
park.
exactly.
now.
That's new. The reason I stopped playing it before is because within walking distance of our house, there was one Pokestop and no gyms. And I just thought, what is the point of this stupid game? I'm always out of Pokeballs. Now we get 4 Pokestops just walking Dave. There's a gym there that we can go and take every day. It's actually a game we can play near our house now.
The fella who runs the group you joined is responsible for basically filling Deeping with all the Pokestops we have. But he can't find a reason to put one outside my house. I mean, he has told me if I can get a plaque put up outside my house, he will make sure we have a Pokestop out there. So, I mean, it is on me to make that happen. I kind of need someone important to die locally and then put a memorial up for him. That's my plan.
Bill, just put a statue in your garden.
Yeah, just put one up. Just make your own.
Yeah. And then when he comes to check that it's there, just push it out onto the pavement so it's not in your garden. So this is clearly a public statue.
I don't know whether there's any rules against me just putting a statue in my front garden, to be fair.
Do it.
I'll ask him.
Or just put a flagpole up or something and call it Deeping Flag.
I'll ask him in the group so you can see his reaction live as well.
Splendid.
Let's crack on anyway.
I thought that was it. I thought we were just talking about Pokemon. I've not played any other games this week.
You've not?
Anna, over to you.
No, I haven't really played anything. I was time to.
You have...
I really haven't.
You got a new Zumba game for a start.
It's not a
A
game.
zombie game?
It's not a game. It's a
Of course
DVD.
it's a game.
It's
Oh,
not a
Zumba.
game.
Zomba game? I thought you said zombie.
I thought it was a game.
No.
I'm less interested now, but you got sticks and stuff.
I've had the
Sticks?
sticks for years.
Zumba sticks?
Yeah.
They're like Nightwing sticks.
She does. She was dancing to Cotton Eye Joe the other day or this morning.
This
or whatever
morning.
it was.
Yes,
Very-
it's Zumba Country.
Very Latino.
Zumba's not just Latin music. It can be any music.
Yeah, Cotton Eye Joe's not Latino.
How do you know?
We've heard
Okay.
it sung by an Afghan fella, haven't we?
Yeah, it was one of the greatest moments of my life. I was telling Anna about that today as well.
Oh, just remembering it has me smiling. It was beautiful. And he won't do it again because he thinks we're taking a mickey out of him, but it was.
We are!
Well, but only because it was so good.
Yeah. We were jealous, so we were mocking him.
Very good.
So that's not a game then, Anna?
No.
Oh.
The only newish thing I played was Farcry 5 Mars DLC.
Okay.
Weird. Basically, it takes the premise of Tremors. Do you remember the film Tremors?
Tremors, the one with the big worm.
Yeah. So you're on Mars, and you have to go around and you've got to help a AI robot thing to stop these. I don't know, are they ants or something? So you go around and you're not allowed to go on the sand. So if you're on rocks, you're right. If you go on sand, you'll get attacked. And basically, you just got this bit of map of Mars, go around and reactivate these module things. So you've got like loads of them. And that's about it, really. There's not that. I played it for a little bit, but I just got a bit bored because it's like some of them you go into like a Earth simulator.
Right. Okay.
She wants to protect Earth, I think. So you go in and then you get bombarded by like queen ants, and swear to God, they are the hardest things to kill in the world. I was like, okay, it's just rinse and repeat, go around this map, so I turned it off. And that's about it, really. I haven't really played anything. I'm just not in the mood to play anything at the moment. And I know why, because of family and stuff, but I don't know. But that's it. That's all I've done. So.
Well, over to you then, Pab.
Well,
We've gone from me saying
fair.
you've got 40 minutes and I turn my computer off to Pab. You've got to feel like half an hour now. Keep talking to each other.
I was going to say, this is one of the worst weeks to come to me for games because I've played next to nothing.
It's just that time of year, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I mean,
We've all
I've
been
played,
out sunbathing.
I've not even been out. It's been raining here, so
You're so northern,
we
Dad.
had rain.
It's not
We
raining.
still went
We've had
sunbathing
rain
in the rain.
today. It's been
It
great.
rains here this evening for the first time, certainly since before the World Cup.
Wow. So we've had a couple of spots of rain this week, but other than that, yeah, same. So what have I played? I've played bits and pieces of Fortnite. Yet another victory. I'm aiming to get one a week now. One a week now is the standard now.
Well, I think I'm going to push you on for 2, because if you're going to represent Team Kev, you've got to pull your finger out. One a week's not really.
Well, I got a couple of seconds as well, so we weren't far off. To be fair, turns out playing on the Switch with someone on the PC is a big disadvantage.
Really?
Because it is practically it does say it's multi-platform, but it does put you in with a lot of PC players. So most of the time, I'm just a lookout for my teammate who just does all the damage, and I'm just a spotter, just going, he's over there, shoot him, because I can't do much. I'm not as accurate with the Joy-Cons. So, in fact, there's new. The week 2 of the Battle Pass is out now. I've not checked it out yet. I'll have to have a look at that. There are new challenges, new quests to be getting on with. That's what I like about that game. It's just not all about just getting the kills. Like towards the end of the season, I reached level 100 of the Battle Pass. I completed it. Nothing else to do in it. And I kind of was like, I don't know what to do with myself now. There's no more challenges. There's nothing else other than getting the kills and winning.
I am the best Fortnite player in the world. There's nothing else here for me.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So now there's plenty of challenges to be getting on with, and I'll go through some of them.
What you should do is build dodgems in it. Me and Anna were watching a video about that when we were
There's golf carts in it now, yeah. There's golf carts in it, so I had to drive one of them the other day.
Course.
Yeah, there is a racetrack. You got to get over there though. To it's a distance to go from the golf course. What else have I played? I've played some more Captain Toad. I've had end credits once. I finished the first book where you play as Captain Toad. In fact, I think I said last week I'd got to level 15. I think in the chapters, and I think 18 was the end of the book. So I wasn't even far off the end of that first chapter. It's not a massively long game. These like initial ones, but now I'm playing as Toadette, who is now searching for Captain Toad, who has been kidnapped by the giant bird this time, and there's all new levels. And I didn't even get that far in the last when I played it on the Wii U. But there's some amazing little levels in that game. Really are cleverly designed levels. Frustrating as hell, some of them. Frustrating as hell, trying to find all the little diamonds in it. But once you do, it's a really good puzzle game. If you like puzzle games, there aren't many better on the Switch, realistically. And finally, what else have I played tonight?
No, you need another 4 or 5 before and finally.
Oh no, I can fill some other stuff. Anyway, Amazon Prime Day. I managed to get the Assassin's Creed Origins season pass for £11. I was like, I'm happy with that.
You should have said something. That would have been cool.
Yeah, Pab, you insensitive swine.
I didn't know that they were doing them kind of deals.
It just popped up on my Twitter feed. So one of these aggregate deal people that tweet out deals.
Yeah,
and it was on there in the download codes. It was on Xbox. I don't know if it was on PS4 or not. I know it was on Xbox. So I managed to get that. So I've gone back to that this evening. I forgot how much I enjoyed that game. That game is so good. I didn't even do any of the main quests like today. I'm just like, there's a question mark there. Let's go and do that. And then I spent 10 minutes just stalking out a camp. I was like, I'm just going to stalk out this camp. There's 15 guys in there. I'm just going to slowly pick them off one at a time. I'm like, oh yeah, I could get back into this quite easily. Because as soon as I went back on the game, it went, there's your Curse of the Pharaohs DLC, level 46. No. I'm 26. I'm nowhere near ready for that. And then even the DLC one, the Hidden Ones one, is still out of my league. So I'm like, well, I've got to do something now at some point. I'm going to just play that again. And I want to play that game now. The new one comes out, which is it October? I want to say October.
Possibly.
It comes out in October, and I think I'll get it this time. I think I'll buy it on release. I didn't buy this one on release. I bought it in the sale after Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not even bothered this year.
I don't know why. There's just something about it. There's something about these games that I'm liking at the minute.
Yeah.
I think it's filling the Witcher hole that has gone since I finished all that. So
okay,
it's
yeah.
not. I mean, I got the Witcher live in concert Blu-ray in the week.
That's mad.
And I was sat there. I watched that for a bit, and I was sat there thinking, I'll just boot it up and play it for a bit. And I was like, nope, not doing that again. It really made me want to play it again, and I didn't. I stopped myself. So hopefully this will fill that hole of RPG-ish. So, but that is it. That is pretty much all I've played, which is insane, isn't it? I've played next to nothing. I've not played pretty much anything at all. I've looked into. I've reinstalled Elite Dangerous. It's come to that. I'm like, someone was playing it at the weekend and was like talking about stuff, and I went, shall I just? I've got that game. I've not even played it. Let's install it. I'm installing Elite Dangerous. I'm like, wow. And I know it's a good game. It's just. I'm like getting to that time of year where it's just like there's not much out, and it's just like going through your back catalogue, going, what can I get my hands on that I've not really touched. So there'll be other things as well. I occasionally have a dabble in PUBG. I say a dabble in PUBG. It's more like a spawn and then a shout and die and turn it off again. That's about how PUBG goes for me nowadays. Complaining it's not as good as Fortnite.
Fortnite, no.
It is. It's probably a better game than Fortnite, but I can do Fortnite on my Switch and it's not as stressful. But yeah, that is it for games. But I have got a bit of TV stuff that I've been meaning to mention for a while. So I've been slowly watching Preacher again. Preacher's back.
I haven't told Mr. Sheepdog about this yet.
You've not been watching it. You don't watched any of it, have you, Kev?
I watched like the first 3 episodes of the first season.
Yeah, we're into season 3 now. And we're into the season with the old father and Humperdoo. And that's not come yet. We're still in Angelville with his grandmother. So that's where we're at right now. And this week's episode 4, was very much a filler episode for me. You know how they do have these filler episodes, and this happens throughout quite a bit of the other seasons of Preacher. I don't know if you thought so, Sheepdog.
Sorry?
There was a lot of filler episodes. She's like, where they just sort of just wait, like they're padding it out to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, I didn't get the season 2. It just kind of went really big in season 1 and then just flat in season 2.
It's been weird.
It felt like Walking Dead season 2. They just decided they didn't want to spend any more money on it.
Well, the thing is, season two of Preacher was where it was starting off, because season 1 was establishing all the characters, and at the end of season 1, it was the start of the comic book. So you think it should be a massive kick on to start going through the books, and it didn't really. She spent a lot of time in New Orleans, which was weird. And then this season, so far, all the episodes have been in the Angelville, like with his grandmother. Now, am I right? Do you guys remember this at all in any of the comic books? There's something about like the tombs or something like that in where it's like a fight club going on in the tombs. Is this something new they've invented for this TV series? Because I don't remember that at all.
No, I don't remember it either.
No.
Is this their way of saying how he became hardened or whatever? Because I thought that he hardened up because they basically put him in a box underwater.
Well, there's that as well. There is mention of that. Grandma said, "Don't let me put you in the coffin" at some point. I'm like, oh, I know what that reference is. But there was like under the big mansion, there's these like tombs, and all these people that don't pay the debts to Madame Longell, whoever she's called, I think that's right. Goes into these tombs, and basically they make money on this like fight club. It's like fighting ring going on where they get all these people that they've got locked up there, and they just like have a fight club. And Jesse's like the ringleader, like the guy, like the host of it all, making the money on the bets and stuff. And it's like what is? I don't remember any of this in the It's not really massively offensive, but it's just like, just stick to the material. Just stick to material. Stop. Like they're making excuses for why Cassidy's there, because I don't remember Cassidy being there at all at his grandmother's house at all.
When they do stuff like this, it makes me wonder who the hell they're making it for, because they're not, surely they were making it for fans of that awesome comic book, and then it's an awesome enough story that they could bring people to it, but instead they're trying to butcher it and upset everyone.
I mean, it's Seth Rogen, isn't it? Seth Rogen's a big, I think he's a producer on it and stuff like that, and he loves the original, works of it. But then it's probably executives and what have you going, yeah, we don't know, you need to get a bit more mainstream, because it's a bit niche, this, and then people won't get it. So you need to probably make it a bit more, do a bit more explaining and make it a bit more simplified. And you can't really just make Cassidy disappear for a whole season because he wasn't in this storyline in the book. So you've got to find a way to shoehorn him in there, and it's fine. But like I say, I'll keep watching it because it's the only thing that I've got on my dial at the minute that I want to watch. But
I've smashed through 3.5 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm on, I think, season 4 now.
Is that on Netflix? It is on Netflix, isn't it?
Someone told me there's a 5th season not on Netflix.
I think they've only just been renewed for a 5th season, haven't they? Is that right?
Oh, right. Okay, then whoever told me that is a liar.
I might be completely wrong, but they got cancelled, didn't they? And then another network bought them.
That's why I saw the news.
I think that's the 5th season is what is been renewed for, so that's why it's not on Netflix as of yet, because it's not even been filmed, I don't think. I don't know. I might be completely wrong.
Well, they should get it on Netflix before it's filmed.
You're a liar, Pab.
Broadcast it live on there.
Just making it up.
And because you made me look it up, I think I just read a spoiler, so thank you very much, Pab.
Oh, come on, Pab.
Spoiler for a comedy.
Well, it's a, episodic thing.
Hardly Walking Dead, is it?
It's better than Walking Dead.
Probably benefits better than Walking Dead. And there's talk of how it's gonna end soon, isn't it? Because
no, it's not going to end, though, is it? Because they're going to...
It's just going to dribble into nothingness as nobody watches anymore.
The show has become The Walking Dead.
As far as everybody's concerned, it did end. It ended seasons ago.
Yeah, well...
And that's why I sometimes watch Kev's live streams, because it's on the telly.
You've got to be curious to how they're getting rid of Rick. Surely.
Actually, they'll just stop filming him.
Yeah, it's just not his perspective anymore.
Yeah.
Just let him wander off into the forest.
That'd be the most sensible way of doing it, wouldn't it?
So he can come back for a season finale when it all kicks off.
I just want him to be like, I'm done. I was going to do a spoiler then.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
They go episodes at a time without him being in it anyway. Just do that for a couple of seasons. And see if anyone notices.
Just be like, I've lost so much. I'm going. And then he just... I'm going to move to England and have a shave. I'm sick of this. Don't know what accent I'm going for.
Impeccable Sheepdog. Yeah. Quite over in the room with him, then.
And, they'll somehow still have Negan about, even though everybody else wanted him dead. And Rick was just like, no, you can't kill him.
Oh, wow.
Daryl would just stink up the place with his terrible acting and his BO.
Is that
I can't even get in character for him because I'm not disgusting enough.
Just stay silent and grunt a bit, and then you're Daryl.
You wouldn't like him if you met him, because he just... all I can imagine is he must absolutely stink. His dirty hair, dirty face. Ugh.
They are in, the apocalypse.
Yeah, but everybody else had a shower when they got to the community. He didn't. He just rolls around in pig filth. It's disgusting. And he's a hideous man. In that. When he's normal out in the real world, shaven, and I can see how women might find him attractive. But in that show, they properly beat him about. He's hideous. He reminds me of the hog from the Turtles. I don't know if it's Bebop or Rocksteady. Which one's which? Is Rocksteady the rhino?
I think Rocksteady's a rhino.
It's his Bebop. He just reminds you of him, inexplicably. Just a massive swine.
Nice.
But yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is fantastic because it's got obviously the normal funny stories that they do about their police force, the Nine-Nine, and but then they also have just recurring episodes. They have like a character called the Pontiac Bandit who's carjacked so many cars and pulled off so many crimes. He's like the crime that the main guy just can't solve, and then every season there's just one or two episodes with the Pontiac Bandit in. It's like, yeah, you put it on, it just does a normal start, because I always have a bit of a gag at the beginning, and then they unveil him as like, it's going to be him in this episode, and I'm always like, yes, these are the best. They always have a Halloween one where I bet they're pulling off a heist, and like the cop has to pull off a heist about his captain catching him, and then it's like goes on like that. The bet grows every year, but they've got loads of like traditions that they have now, a bit like how Simpsons have their Halloween and their Christmas specials. They have like, it's getting to the point where if this went for like 15 seasons, you'd probably find season 15 would have like, it would just be a whole season of specials because they're just building more and more. They have a day where they're doing some it's like inter-squad challenge type thing where, I don't know, they're up against the FBI, Homeland Security, other police stations and whatever, and they have to pull off a hostage situation or whatever. There's just so many of them, and they're all brilliant. And it's just. I'm surprised it got cancelled. Actually, I'm very surprised to hear it got cancelled because the only time I've ever thought it was a bit odd was, and obviously I didn't watch this live, but in America they made a big deal out of it doing a crossover episode with the show New Girl, which is another Fox show. Is it Zoe Deschanel?
Yeah.
And when it started and she came in, I thought, oh, crossover. So I Googled it to see like what the deal was. Yeah. And apparently all they had in this episode was he needed to borrow a car from a civilian to chase after, I think it was the Pontiac Bandit, funnily enough. And basically she was like, I need my car. You'll have to just get in with me and you can drive, but I'm staying here because I need my car. And then they just drove to the crime. He got out and she went off on her way. And then the next episode explained why she was in Brooklyn and on her program.
Yeah.
And that's not a crossover. That's not like Simpsons meets Family Guy.
Cameo.
That was a cameo and then an episode about it. And they, for some reason, Fox thought that would make people want to watch New Girl to find out who she was and why she was there.
I bet they did.
I hope it didn't succeed because I don't encourage that. I don't want people just dropping in. It seems wrong.
So, is this Sunny good? Or is
it's a different type of comedy. It's not.
But is it at that level?
It can be. It's got. I laugh out loud at it. I really enjoy it. I'm going to miss it when I finish it. It's got. I can't remember his name. Did you ever watch The League?
No.
It's
Andy Samberg and it's the guy from the new Crackdown game, isn't it? Can never think of his name.
There was a guy who's just joined the cast. Jason
Deadpool 2.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Yes, Jason Mantzoukas. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he joined in season 4 or 3, I forget. And he just plays himself. He doesn't play himself as in the actor. He's always the same character. Just this ridiculously crazy nutbag, and he's brilliant at it. And so he's just elevated the show.
Terry Crews, I'm thinking of. Terry Crews.
Oh, yeah. He was in Everybody Hates Chris, wasn't he?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah, he's good. He's great. And he's great in it. He's probably one of the best characters in it, actually. He's hilarious. It's just got loads of it.
Watch this. I've been meaning to watch it, but
I feel like they've been guided too much by what people liked about certain characters. It's got her surname Chelsea Peretti, and she did like a stand-up show on Netflix,
right?
As well, which was a bit bizarre. I watched that this week, and it was odd. Like she's doing a stand-up show, and then it would just randomly cut to her dressed as a clown on the side of the stage, just heckling her. And then she was telling a joke, and it cut to the crowd, and one of the rows just had like 12 dogs sat on it. and like watching the show. And then she's telling a joke and a bloke just walks in and starts blowing leaves with a leaf blower. And she's like, "Can you stop that, please?" And he just goes, "Oh, sorry," and walks back out. It's had loads of really surreal stuff like that. Just, someone stood up and told her that he loved her, and she just didn't even acknowledge him say it. And I just thought this must have taken a lot of time to film and must have been very complicated, but I didn't feel like any of it was particularly worthwhile, if that makes sense. Like, some of her jokes were funny. I liked the build-up because she was basically talking about how she was, like, put on earth by God to be a vessel for God, and how awesome she was. And that plays on the fact that her character is just this completely delusional, self-obsessed, overconfident in herself kind of character. And she is funny, but the stand-up was just bizarre, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But I feel like in the program, they've realised that a lot of people liked how mad she was. So then they start putting her into really mad situations, or, the cops will be going out on a case and she's their receptionist in the show, but for some reason she's going along for the ride, and you're like, it just wouldn't happen. They wouldn't go and do a major like drugs heist, trying to, I don't know, take down a massive ring of criminals, and then the receptionist just comes along. It's odd how they shoehorn her in, but it is entertaining, and I don't have to overthink it, I suppose.
Good.
Yeah. Anna.
What?
Have you got a Desperate Housewives update for us? How far into it are you?
I don't know. I haven't really been keeping track. I just put them on.
It seems to be on a lot. So I would. You must be.
I haven't had it on since Wednesday, Kevin.
What have you been watching then? I've seen there's been programs on. I assumed it was that.
No, I've just been watching crime programs on YouTube.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll find our previously agreed time limit has already expired. So I'm talking to everybody now, not Anna. Not just Anna. So
you're like, marriage is off. See you later. We agreed. It was 8 years or whatever it's been. the beep just went while we were talking. Toodaloo. Pick up your stuff and go.
But we are going to end the podcast there because I need to go to bed. So I've got to get up super early and drive all the way down to the south. I'm in the south tomorrow.
I'm in the south tomorrow.
Goodness me. Pab, look after the north while we're gone.
I'm on it.
He's going to lose it, isn't he? Like he did last time.
Exactly.
We'll come back and everyone will be French.
We'll have to wear 2 pairs of trousers or something ridiculous, like we have to wear 2 shirts. Some crazy rule without us here to regulate his nonsense.
Don't poop the bed.
Trousers with shorts over the top. That'll be the new thing. Get your northern trousers on. Oh, Pab, come on now. Northern shirts was enough. Are you really going to make me wear northern trousers as well?
Tell you what,
monster, Pab,
you're tempting just to convince you that's a thing, because you'll latch onto that like you did with the northern shirts.
If I turn up to EGX and you and your buddies are all there with shorts on over your trousers, I will absolutely get involved in that. That sounds like you're having a whale of a time. Even Sheepdog owns some shorts now. He can get involved.
I own something like 9 pairs.
Nice.
So you can put them on back to back so they act like trousers.
This is it. I'm going to chain them all together so that I have 3 pairs of trousers.
I mean, I wear shorts every day, and I don't own 9 pairs of shorts.
I explained why.
With them?
I tried to buy 2 pairs.
Yeah, but then you bought a Switch. You could have taken some out of the basket afterwards.
Yes, but I added 2 more in before I bought the Switch. I only needed to make up a...
You could have taken those 2 out that you added in.
But I don't have to pay for it for a year, so I just thought, who cares?
Free shorts!
Yeah. I'll be dead by then.
Yeah, exactly. That's my theory. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this wonderful podcast, your best bet to continue from here is to follow us on Twitter, because we tweet like all the time. I mean, our Twitter account is properly active, full of tweets at MGUK Podcast, or me at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K, and we should probably just set the MGUK Podcast one to just retweet everything we say.
That would be very confusing.
It would annoy people.
Plus, yeah, what's the point? I've got more followers than this Poxy podcast. I'll retweet the podcast. so people know the podcast exists.
Let Pab speak.
Who's
Me?
Pab?
Not my turn.
It's Anna next.
Ah.
I'm at Miss Lulu show.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
We also have a Facebook thing, facebook.com/maturegamerpodcast, and a website full of porn, which we won't talk about.
We are working on it, though.
What, the porn?
Not the porn.
Sheepdog's working through it.
Oh, yes.
He's quality controlling all of it. We are trying to get a new website up and running, and I did say to Sheepdog that we have to make sure on the new site that we do leave a little bit of porn on there just for all the people who've arrived at the site for the last couple of years and now have it bookmarked. It would be unfair to just pull the rug out from under them entirely. So we'll leave a little bit of porn and just drift the gaming stuff in bit by bit, I think.
We should probably just try and get a new logo that just breasts kind of hidden in it somewhere.
Well, that's why, if you remember, when we picked the name of the show, we picked all the curly letters. So that was easy to do, but none of us have got the artistic skill to turn a G and a P into a pair of boobies.
You can make an M look like a pair of boobies with the right curves. We should probably end on that bombshell.
Bye-bye, everybody.
I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks, so have a good month.
Oh, yes. What?
See you later, folks.
Anna, say goodbye.
Bye.